Welcome to Black and Red Talks, your daily dose of AC Milan news. Paulo Fonseca's journey with AC Milan appears to be over. The Rossoneri have reportedly reached an agreement with Sergio Conceicao. According to Sky Sports, the former Porto coach will be in Milan tomorrow and has agreed to all contract terms. His tenure with Milan is set to begin, kicking off with the upcoming Super Cup match. Gianluca Di Marzio reports that AC Milan has officially informed Paulo Fonseca of his dismissal following the 1-1 draw against Roma at San Siro. Official announcements are expected tomorrow. Sergio Conceicao is set to be the new head coach, arriving in Milan to sign a 6-month contract with an option to extend until 2026 in favor of the Rossoneri. A new chapter begins for the Devil. Sergio Conceicao is set to touch down in Milan today at 2 p.m. as the new head coach, awaiting official confirmation. Joining him is a strong lineup of staff. Suriname Dembele steps in as assistant coach, with veteran Runge and Diamantino Figueiredo handling the goalkeepers. Eduardo Oliveira joins as the sports scientist, and Fabio Moura, along with Joao Costa, will be assisting. Exciting times ahead for AC Milan as this new team spearheads our journey. Today, we've got an intriguing update from Gianluca Di Marzio about Paulo Fonseca's stint with AC Milan. Though Fonseca is no longer the manager, his contract guarantees his salary up till June 2025. Originally set to run until 2027, the early termination triggered a key clause. If Fonseca was let go within the first 6 months, the contract stipulated pay for only the first year. And that's exactly what transpired. Fascinating how these contract details shape the game behind the scenes. According to Tuttosport, Fikayo Tomori's future at AC Milan is hanging in the balance, with Juventus maintaining strong interest in the English defender. The option for his transfer remains hot, contingent on Milan's willingness to agree to a loan deal, possibly with a buy option or conditional obligation. Direct talks are set to follow the Super Cup semi-final in Riyadh. Sergio Conceicao has taken over as the new AC Milan coach, replacing Paulo Fonseca, according to TMW journalist Marco Contario. This decision came straight from Milan's owner, Jerry Cardinali. Interestingly, he bypassed consulting Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who many thought would have a say. Instead, Cardinali made the call himself, without relying on his usual on-field advisor. Renowned market expert Nicolo Schira has revealed a significant development. Sergio Conceicao is set to become AC Milan's new coach today. Conceicao recently turned down 2 Premier League offers, aiming for Serie A, where he enjoyed some of his best years as a player. He's ready to begin his new chapter with Milan, bringing excitement and anticipation to the team and fans alike. Last night's match between AC Milan and Roma ended 1-1, marking the end of Paulo Fonseca's era as Milan's coach. According to a piece in Corriere dello Sport, Fonseca addressed the team in the depths of San Siro, expressing his regret. "I'm sorry for how things turned out." This statement highlights the end of a challenging journey for Fonseca, as reported by the Rome-based Sports Daily. Sergio Conceicao is set to become AC Milan's new head coach, with his arrival from Porto expected today at 2 p.m. in Milan. While the Rossoneri squad is taking a day off ahead of their trip to Saudi Arabia, Conceicao and his team are heading straight to Milanello this afternoon. The mission? Preparing for the Super Cup challenge. The match analysis for Milan versus Roma from Corriere dello Sport is not impressed with referee Fabri's performance at San Siro last night. If there's anything to salvage from Fabri's game, it's slightly less chaotic in the second half minus a missed minute. The key moment was Pisili's slide tackle on Reinders in the penalty area. Pisili, who never touched the ball, doesn't directly challenge Reinders. Meanwhile, Reinders shifts direction and ends up crossing Pisili's path. Penalty or not, the VAR remains silent, and perhaps rightly so. AC Milan has canceled today's scheduled rest day following last night's 1-1 draw against Roma. Instead, the team will meet at 12:30 p.m. at Milanello for a recovery workout in the gym. Tomorrow morning, they'll have another light session, likely the first led by Conceicao. In the afternoon, they'll head off to Saudi Arabia for their next engagement. According to Gazzetta dello Sport, AC Milan is taking swift action to secure Tijani Reinders. Recognizing his rapid rise, Milan has swiftly reached a deal to extend his contract. While the official announcement is set for 2025, Reinders will commit to the club until 2029, with an option for another year. His salary will nearly double with bonuses. This timely move by Milan's management comes as top European clubs, led by Real Madrid, show interest. Thankfully, Reinders is keen on staying in Milan, much to the delight of the fans. According to Tuttosport, Fikayo Tomori's future at AC Milan is hanging in the balance, with Juventus intensifying their interest in the English defender. The buzz is that Juve is keen on a deal involving a loan, possibly with a purchase option or conditional obligation. The clubs are set to discuss terms directly in Riyadh after the Supercopa semifinal. The situation is sizzling with intrigue, as Milan must decide if they'll open the door for Tomori's potential move. AC Milan has announced the dismissal of Paulo Fonseca following last night's 1-1 draw against Roma. In an official club statement, the Rossoneri expressed gratitude for Fonseca's professionalism during his tenure and wished him well for the future. The decision marks a significant change in leadership as the club looks ahead to the rest of the season. Stay tuned to see how this change impacts Milan's strategy and performance on the pitch. Exciting updates from Sky about Sergio Conceicao and AC Milan. Conceicao, who left Porto last summer after winning 3 Portuguese championships in 7 years, is set to sign with Milan until June 30th, 2025. He'll earn €1 million annually, with Milan holding an option to extend his contract until 2027. Reports say the decision was made days ago, and Conceicao even turned down offers from Brazil and Wolverhampton in the Premier League just to join Milan. Sergio Conceicao is set to arrive in Milan as the new head coach of AC Milan, according to insider Pietro Mazzara. After a dull 0-0 draw against Juventus, Milan's management re-evaluated their summer choices, leading to the decision to part ways with Fonseca. Conceicao, the former Porto boss, was at the top of their list, highlighting the club's urgent need to correct course with Champions League qualification slipping further away. Paulo Fonseca, recently dismissed as AC Milan's coach, has been spotted at Milanello, collecting his belongings after the club announced his departure this morning following a 1-1 draw against Roma. As Fonseca wraps up his tenure, the team is gearing up for a fresh start with the arrival of new boss Sergio Conceicao, set to touch down this afternoon. Exciting times ahead for the Rossoneri. AC Milan is locking in rising star Tijani Reinders for the future. With his impressive performance catching the eyes of Europe's top clubs, including Real Madrid, Milan moved swiftly to secure his commitment. They've reached an agreement to extend Reinders' contract until 2029, with an option for another year. His salary, including bonuses, will nearly double from $1.7 million. Though the official announcement comes in 2025, Reinders is set on staying in Milan, delighting fans who will enjoy watching him shine for years to come. AC Milan's transfer saga involving Fikayo Tomori remains unresolved. Insider Matteo Moretto shed some light on the English defender's situation, explaining that the club views Tomori as a key player. The management has set a high price tag on him and isn't keen on letting him go unless a substantial offer comes their way. Now, with the appointment of Sergio Conceicao as head coach, who is expected to arrive in Milan later today, Tomori's future may see new developments, potentially increasing his playing time. Big shake-up at AC Milan as Sergio Conceicao, former Porto manager, is set to replace Paulo Fonseca, who was officially let go earlier today. Conceicao is expected to arrive in Milan at 2:30 p.m. He's signing a 6-month contract with an option for renewal, earning a net salary of €1 million. All eyes are on Conceicao as he steps into the spotlight at San Siro, ready to steer the team through the rest of the season. Let's see what he brings to the legendary Rossoneri. Big developments at Milanello today as AC Milan's top brass made their presence known. After Paulo Fonseca's arrival, the Sports Center welcomed Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Jeffrey Moncada, and Giorgio Forlani. The leadership team gathered to bid farewell to the former coach and prepare for the new era. Excitement is building as we await Sergio Conceicao's landing at Linate Airport at 2:30 p.m. Stay tuned for more as the Rossoneri march forward. The referees have been announced for the Supercoppa Italiana semifinals in Riyadh on January 2nd and 3rd. For the highly anticipated clash between Juventus and AC Milan, Colombo will be officiating. This match marks Sergio Conceicao's debut as the new manager for AC Milan, stepping in after Fonseca's departure. Set your calendars for Friday, January 3rd at 8 p.m. Supporting Colombo will be assistants Parodi and Diagiudici, with Airoldi as the fourth official. Paterna and Morini will manage VAR duties. There's an intriguing twist behind AC Milan's recent coaching change, as revealed by Alfredo Padula. After dismissing Fonseca, Milan first reached out to Maurizio Sarri last Friday, despite any official denials. In fact, discussions had been happening for months. They offered Sarri a similar deal to what was proposed to Conceicao, an 18-month contract with a renewal option until 2027 if they qualify for the Champions League. However, Sarri turned it down out of respect for his current position, leading Conceicao to accept the role. According to journalist Enrico Curro from Repubblica, fan protests are making waves at AC Milan. Cardinale is reportedly frustrated by the unrest at San Siro, especially as he expected fans to be thrilled with the recent debt refinancing news. They've secured an extension until 2028, refinancing €170 million out of nearly €700 million owed to the Elliott Fund, albeit at a 13% interest rate. An intriguing twist has emerged from Repubblica, thanks to journalist Enrico Curro, about AC Milan's choice to appoint Paulo Fonseca over the summer. Despite being let go this morning, it appears Fonseca wasn't the unified choice fans thought. Milan opted for him over the pricey Conte and Conceicao after fans rejected Lopetegui. Interestingly, the final decision to bring Fonseca from Lille, a club linked with Elliott, reportedly came from Garden Singer himself. Danielle Longo from Calciomercato.com reveals the intriguing backstory of Paulo Fonseca's departure from AC Milan. The main issues? Milan's struggle in the league, sitting 8th and trailing Atalanta by 14 points. Zlatan Ibrahimovic was frustrated by team disconnects and constant clashes with key players. This tension led to a heated exchange before the Roma match. Management believed the squad was Scudetto-worthy, but felt Fonseca couldn't harness its potential. Originally chosen over Sergio Conceicao for his attacking style seen at Lille, Fonseca's stint ended with a surprising twist after just 6 months. Jonathan David, the Lille striker linked recently with AC Milan, opened up about his future in an interview with La Voix du Nord. He mentioned that discussions are ongoing, as confirmed by President Letting. He emphasized that no decision has been made yet and remains open to various possibilities, stating it's a 50-50 situation. Stay tuned for any developments as this talented forward considers his options. In a surprising twist, insider Alfredo Padula has spilled some intriguing details about Milan's coaching shakeup following Fonseca's departure. Apparently, Maurizio Sarri was the first choice for Milan last Friday. Despite any official denials, they reached out to him and had even held indirect talks earlier in the year. Milan offered Sarri the same contract as Conceicao, an 18-month deal with an option to extend until 2027, contingent on Champions League qualification. Sarri declined out of respect for his current role, and soon after, Conceicao agreed to take on the challenge. AC Milan has announced that Sergio Conceicao is taking over as head coach, replacing Paulo Fonseca following his dismissal. The club has expressed a warm welcome to Sergio and his team, wishing them a successful journey. Conceicao is set to lead the men's first team until June 30th, 2026, and fans are eagerly anticipating the impact he'll have on this historic club's journey. Let's see how his leadership reshapes Milan's future on and off the pitch. Sergio Conceicao has just landed at Linate Airport after being officially announced as AC Milan's new head coach. The Portuguese manager is heading straight to Milanello, where the whole team is eagerly awaiting his arrival. His first big challenge? Preparing the squad for the Italian Super Cup semi-final against Thiago Motta's Juventus on January 3rd. Exciting times ahead as we look forward to how he'll lead the Rossoneri to victory. Luca Marchetti, a well-known transfer market expert, shared a key update about AC Milan's January transfer plans on Sky. He mentioned that despite no changes in the management team, Milan is consistently assessing their options. According to his insights, Kolo Muani remains a player Milan is actively monitoring. In today's exciting development for AC Milan, we've got an impressive stat from Opta Paolo about our newly appointed head coach, Sergio Conceicao. Taking over from Paulo Fonseca, Conceicao brings an incredible track record. During his time with Porto in Portugal's Primeira Liga, his team boasted the highest win rate at 77%, suffered the fewest losses with just 9%, conceded an average of only 0.7 goals per match, and secured clean sheets in 50% of their games. That's stellar coaching. Breaking news, Milan fans. Sergio Conceicao has just touched down in Milan at Linate Airport, officially stepping in as AC Milan's new head coach. The Portuguese maestro is headed to Milanello, where the team eagerly awaits his arrival. His first challenge? Preparing for the Italian Super Cup semi-final against Thiago Motta's Juventus on January 3rd. Exciting times ahead in the Rossoneri camp as a new chapter begins. With Sergio Conceicao now at the helm, Ficao Tomori's future at AC Milan hangs in the balance. Sources tell Offside that Milan is set to ask for around 35 to 38 million euros to part ways with the talented 27-year-old defender. Currently, Newcastle United is showing the strongest interest. The coming weeks will be crucial in determining whether Tomori will stay or move on. Will the Rossoneri cash in, or can they hold on to their defensive star? Stay tuned as this transfer saga unfolds. Sergio Conceicao is set to lead AC Milan following Paulo Fonseca's departure, with intriguing details emerging about his contract. While officially ending on June 30th, 2026, Milan can opt out early on June 30th, 2025. Until that potential break, Conceicao and his staff will earn 1.5 million euro, but if things continue beyond that, their salary jumps to 3.5 million euros annually. This strategic flexibility gives Milan a significant advantage in managing their coaching future. Alfredo Pedula shared on his X profile that Conceicao has signed a deal until 2026. However, AC Milan has an option to part ways by June 2025, depending on results, similar to their arrangement with Fonseca. Some coaches are open to these types of agreements, while others aren't. Pedula emphasizes that there's no blame in either choice. Even with Sergio Conceicao taking over as coach, Ficao Tomori's future at AC Milan remains uncertain. Sources indicate that Milan is seeking around 35 to 38 million euros for Tomori. As of now, Newcastle is the most interested club in acquiring the 27-year-old's talents. The coming weeks will be critical in determining whether he'll stay or make a move. Sergio Conceicao, AC Milan's new head coach, has just arrived at Milanello. This afternoon marks his first training session with the squad following a meeting with the club's management. Accompanied by his staff, Conceicao steps into his new role with a contract lasting until June 30th, 2026. According to Di Marzio, there's a club option to end the contract on June 30th, 2025 if needed. Exciting times ahead for the Rossoneri as they start a new chapter under his leadership. AC Milan has officially announced Conceicao as their new head coach. Adding a heartfelt touch, Moises Fernandes, the second son of Sergio and a forward for Anadia, shared his excitement on social media. Commenting on the club's post after Conceicao's contract signing, he expressed, "I'm so proud of you, Dad. It's emotional because I love you." His message was filled with plenty of red and black hearts, capturing heartfelt family pride. According to Matteo Moretto of Relevo, Davide Calabria and AC Milan are set to part ways soon, sparking Juventus' interest in signing him on a free transfer. Talks of renewing Calabria's contract with the Rossoneri have stalled, and he has also lost his starting position to Emerson Royal. According to Matteo Moretto from Relevo, Davide Calabria's time with AC Milan is nearing its end. Juventus has already shown interest in signing the right back on a free transfer. Recent months saw no talks about renewing his contract with the club. Additionally, Calabria has lost his starting spot to Emerson Royal, further suggesting his imminent departure. Enrico Curro from La Repubblica shares some intriguing insights into AC Milan's current management landscape. The board is under intense scrutiny, especially after the controversial dismissal of Fonseca. Despite ongoing investigations by Milan's judiciary into club ownership, the day-to-day decision-making hierarchy remains murky. The crucial challenge is ensuring that Conceicao doesn't learn these complexities the hard way. Juventus tried to swap Danilo for AC Milan's Fikayo Tomori, but Milan quickly shut down that idea, as reported by Daniele Longo. Now, Danilo's future could go one of two ways: staying in Italy to join Conte at Napoli, or heading to Saudi Arabia to play for Al Nassr. Today, the inside scoop from Gazzetta dello Sport and journalist Andrea Ramazzotti reveals why AC Milan didn't rush to part ways with Paulo Fonseca before December 31st. Regardless of when the decision was made, the financial terms would have remained unchanged. With the official announcement now made, Milan has swiftly brought in Sergio Conceicao, who wasted no time and held his first training session at Milanello today. Sergio Conceicao, AC Milan's new head coach, is set to hold his introductory press conference tomorrow at noon from the Milanello Training Center, despite the tight schedule for the upcoming trip to Saudi Arabia. Fans and media alike are eager to hear his first words as he steps into his new role with the Rossoneri. You can catch the conference live on Milan News 24, where Conceicao will address his plans and vision for the team. It's official. Paulo Fonseca's journey with AC Milan is over, marked by today's announcement of his dismissal. La Gazzetta dello Sport reveals that Milan has paid the Portuguese coach severance of around €1.7 million. Despite his departure, Fonseca plans to stay in Italy until at least June, as his kids attend school in Milan. However, with his newfound freedom, an enticing offer from abroad could easily change his plans. There's surprising news today about Paulo Fonseca's departure from AC Milan. According to insider Pepe Stefano, the farewell message was penned by Cardinali. The note was straightforward and rather plain, reflecting a relationship that never quite took off. The buzz around AC Milan is sizzling as news breaks that Juventus is eyeing Davide Calabria's potential exit. According to Calciomercato.com and journalist Matteo Moretto, Juve is exploring a deal for the Milan Academy product, even considering a free transfer. Calabria has already marked his season with 10 appearances, including a goal in the Coppa Italia triumph over Sassuolo. Stay tuned as this story unfolds and the transfer window heats up.